Money over bitches, ninja M.O.B. by Lil Wayne. This common refrain amongst male rappers in the hip hop community may be crude, but it represents the two fundamental choices that men are offered in this life. The depth of that statement isn't even understood by those who espouse it because they take the words given in those two options literally. Before I explain the real power behind these words and corresponding options, I want to explain why this line is so important to men in the Black community. Hip hop, like any other culture, is a binding force. It has given a group of people common language and shared experiences. And with the help of technology, it has united a people not just from the East Coast, the West Coast, Dirty South, or the Midwest, but also in Europe, Africa, and the Caribbean. I remember traveling to Cuba when I was 21 and hearing people talk about the death of Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac. Popular radio personality Leonard Charlemagne the God McKelvey recounts that he was raised by Jay-Z. And I know so many other Black male Gen Xers who feel the same way. Hip-hop forms a large part of our identity. Growing up, conversations about hip-hop were a necessary part of any social interaction. These days, we listen to the artists whose music we grew up on tell us the inside stories on their podcast about the major events in hip-hop. To say hip-hop is influential is a great understatement. With that said, let's explain the two options, money and women. Let's start with one of our most fundamental biological drives, sex. Whoever or whatever designed mammals made it so that the physically stronger male was almost powerless to the physically smaller female. And I say almost powerless quite literally. Any cursory research on human free will reveals how much we are controlled by our biology. The sex drive can render men unreasonable. Sex is literally a drug on which you can become addicted. Men give up their entire lifetime earning potential to ensure they can consistently engage in it. Wars are fought and people are killed over it. We all exist to procreate and continue the species, but men in particular were essentially created to pursue women. So young men, read well. That is your role. When we say money, it is understood as the financial means of exchange of value. It is better to think of this as the value that money represents, or the value you provide in exchange for money. That value is maximized by pursuing your passion/mission. Another way to see it is that money, used in the hip-hop context, is a metaphor for the love you have for an activity rather than a person. In essence, then, the choice is between the love of your woman and the love of your determined purpose. Number 1, maximizing your value increases your access to women. This is where men who are unskilled in the courtship of women misunderstand money over value. Money allows you to buy sex, formally or informally, but it cannot buy you love. Value is different than money because value is recognized as such. When you see your value and not just your money, you don't buy sex, you choose it. This is where the misguided negging tactics of the pickup artist community fails. You don't need to knock the woman off her pedestal. You need to raise your own so her beauty alone isn't all it takes to earn your devotion. Number 2, good looks and swag are not enough. Although having money is not enough, being handsome and having swag loses value quickly when you're a man walking toward his dome. According to Sonia Britt, the assistant professor of family studies and human services and the program director of personal financial planning at Kansas State University, the research shows that financial difficulty is by far the top predictor of divorce. 2 weeks ago, I wrote about how men who were once ambitious abandon that drive once married because they mistakenly think their love is enough. This is a grave miscalculation that has created a generation of disgruntled and divorced passport boys and red pill adherents who relocate abroad in search of affordable pleasure. Number 3, complete devotion breeds complacency in others and guarantees you'll be taken for granted. Men often believe that if they love hard enough, sacrifice enough, or remain endlessly loyal, that devotion will be recognized and reciprocated. But human nature rarely works that way. When your entire identity orbits around another person, you remove the tension that makes you valuable. Over time, what was once appreciated becomes expected. What was once special becomes routine, and the man who once led with ambition slowly becomes a man defined by accommodation and/or disappointment. This is why purpose matters, because without it, your devotion doesn't inspire love, it breeds entitlement, contempt, or both. Number 4, building value takes time, energy, and focus. This is the most important piece of the M.O.B. People look at rappers and only see the balling out of control. What they don't realize is that the ones who succeed are extremely hardworking. Earlier in life, I suffered from this misconception. I thought musical artists weren't hardworking, just lucky. Like most people witnessing a so-called overnight success, I didn't see the years of empty theaters, repeated rejections, and non-stop promotions. I didn't see Kanye West moving from Chicago to New Jersey to pursue his passion. I hadn't learned about Tory Lanez trying to sell his CDs at train stations. How many of us brokies are too proud to stand out in public and get repeatedly rejected?
All we see are the groupies, and we assume their focus is the women. But do you understand the love and the pursuit of perfection in one's craft for decades that produces a Jay-Z? Have you any idea about the work ethic that produces a Drake? Look up the term Drake work ethic and see. Even in the new generation, NBA YoungBoy, who was forced to be home due to a house arrest, is extremely prolific, releasing over 100 songs a year. Finally, I feel I must offer a word of caution. I started out by speaking about the importance of hip-hop for black men, but for the young black boys and men, I want to stress that sports and entertainment are not the only realms available to you. The world can be yours, but the time, energy, and focus that create value you aspire to are tough. I'm absolutely certain that it will take 100 times more effort than you think it will. This is what I wish someone had told me. My generation was told that just getting degrees was enough to secure the American dream. It is not. What is required is extreme dedication. I don't want to say it as some do that it is about outworking everyone else, because that misses the point. The point is the relentless pursuit of perfection. If you've ever gotten curious about something that sent you down a path, researching, experimenting, trying to answer a question, you eventually found an answer or lost interest. The energy you had before you lost interest is what obsession feels like. The difference is, in your purpose, the pursuit of perfection is the chasing of the answer to a problem that cannot be solved. That kind of devotion is why they call it love. And if you haven't found your love yet, then develop the work ethic as if you loved it. Develop the pursuit of perfection that drives Mike, anyone, Tyson, Jordan, Jackson, and Kobe, and Drake, Robert F. Smith, and David Stewart. Your journey starts now. To get that bag, you must read, study, find mentors, join groups, volunteer, take action, fail and start over and over and over again.
People don't know the shit you gotta do to get at least right here. Mm-hmm. With no backing, no support, no friends, no entourage, no name to put in front of you. You know, everybody got their little crew of niggas. I ain't never had none of those things. I had to be Earl Hype Man and fold his clothes for 2 years. Make sure you got in the Sprinter on time and not do no songs. But $500 a week per day. You know how much a one bedroom is in Long Beach? $950 in the hood. You get what I'm saying? Couldn't even afford that. After that, we opened up for Mac Miller just to be there. Sharing a room with the security guard, performing when the doors open, 15 minutes. Then Q let me on this tour. Didn't know what I was doing, gave me a decent slot going before I was ever shot after audio push. Music not translating. Didn't know how to make it. Never met anybody who would tell me anything. He told me your songs are too slow. First person to ever try to help me. Besides, like, that's not my friend. Your friend is gonna support you because they're your friend. First person to ever give me some advice that's gonna work. After that, we open up with Joey Badass. Then we want a festival run playing at 2 p.m. when the doors open at 12. Who can do that for 10 years if they not all in?
I'm currently offering a limited number of internal stability index assessments for men, with live debriefs as part of refining the work I do helping men regain power. If this resonates with you, click the link in the description to take the assessment.